What is up, guys? Welcome to Blowback Airsoft, and today we're going to be doing a rifle breakdown. So today, on our rifle breakdown, we're going to be breaking down my Tokyo Marui MWS. So, what is the Tokyo Marui MWS doing as an XM177? Now, as you might be able to tell by my subtle tiger stripes, I am a big fan of the Vietnam era of combat. Now, no, I'm not a big fan of the war crimes committed, but I think we can all appreciate the aesthetic from the era was amazing and brought out some of the best films, in my opinion. Now, I think we can all agree one of the most iconic guns from any of those films, Platoon or anything like that, is indeed this rifle right here, the XM177. Now, you can't buy a gas 177 unless you want to buy a WE, and I'm not a big fan of WE because of their quality control. So I decided to build one on a platform I do know and I do trust. So guys, we are going to start at the butt, move our way forward, and explain why I did to achieve this. Starting at the rear here, we have a GMP CAR-15 stock. Stole this off of an L119A1 I built years ago, and I've slapped it on here. It's the period correct stock. I mean, they have an aluminium version, but I don't think that's what they was used. So originally this would have been a 2-position stock, but this one's a standard 5-position or whatever. Not necessarily historically accurate, but does what I need it to do. Then going forward from there, we have a M16A1 grip. Again, this is actually a WE M16A1 grip. I've just applied some clear coat to it and gave it a nice sort of shiny aesthetic. I don't know how well that shows up on camera, but yeah, looks good on the build. Now going up is actually the tricky part. This is a 3D printed M16A1 styled carry handle. Now, you can buy, I believe there's now Nova and Angry Gun, but when I built this, you couldn't buy either of those. This is a 3D printed carry handle on top of this standard M4A1 receiver. I've just sanded it down, glossed it, and painted it with a nice gloss black. So there is a small difference in tone, but to be honest with you, in norm games you work by the 10-foot rule. If it looks right from 10 feet, you just go with it. And to be honest with you, this completed the build for me, so I'm more than happy with that as it is. Now, I can go into more detail about the carry handle later on, but there's not a lot to it. You've got your standard iron sights here, which I've stolen off of a different upper. And yeah, and we're gonna run it like this for now, until we can find a better alternative. We did buy an Angry Gun upper for this, however the Angry Gun upper caused a lot of issues and broke some nozzles and stuff. So for the moment, I'd highly recommend you avoid the Angry Gun M16A1. I think it's actually the M733 uppers. So then going forward again, we've got our magazine here. So this is actually a MTR16 magazine. So these are built for their Gucci guns, but they are absolutely perfect for M16A1s. They are your typical 20 rounder, and they look fucking awesome, let's be honest here. I'll actually run these in a normal AR-15 configuration. I love the look of them. So I have a bunch of these laying around, and they look absolutely great in this build. Going forward again, got your classic CAR-15 handguard. Now, it looks like an M41 handguard from a distance, but actually when you consider it, that's my hand. I've not got huge hands, medium-sized hands here. Definitely medium-sized. Compared to my medium-sized hands here, you can see that actually they are really small. You can get a nice little C-clamp on it there. Yeah, they're really comfy actually, even by modern standards. This is actually a real one. Got this one from Brownells, about £20 I think, shipped to the UK. Yeah, looks the part, and it's a handguard. Got a bit of marking and stuff on here. Looks a bit heavily worn. Absolutely accidental. So as you can tell with this one here, I lacquered it to give it a bit more of a shiny match, close to the original. I'll throw up some pictures. As you can see, the plastic was a lot shinier, usually from dirt, grease, and just material used. So I decided to lacquer it, and that went badly because the lacquer peeled up after a while. But actually, it's given us kind of a accidental, nicely battle-worn look, so I'm pretty happy with the finish. Now going forward again, nothing too exciting here. We have a typical XM177 flash hider right here. So this is, I'm not an expert, but I've set this up to look more like an E2. I believe the E2 had an 11.5-inch barrel, as opposed to the original 10.3, I think it was. I'm not forgotten weapons, so go check that out if you want to learn more about this rifle. But along the lines of, this was being used by the LRRP, so long range reconnaissance patrols. So this flash hider was designed to mimic the noise of an AK, which would throw you off instead of hearing an obvious M16 in a world of AKs. So that was the idea of it. But yeah, it's a pretty neat looking flash hider, and it goes well with the rest of the build. So that's about it in terms of what I've actually done to build this rifle. I've got to say, it's probably one of the most comfortable setups I've made, even by modern standards. We're going to give it a quick little shoot, I think, and wrap up the video. I just want to wrap up by saying, if you are interested in more videos like this, please do give us a subscribe. This is a new series I'm hoping to start where we talk about our gun setups. Got plenty of them to go through, so it shouldn't take us... Well, that's a lie. It's going to take us a while. But if you're interested in that sort of stuff, please do subscribe and like the content. Right, so I'm going to be taking this to the Gunman Dust-Off event in April. Hopefully going to get some really awesome footage with it, and I'll come back to you guys with that. But until then, this gun's going back down the side of my bed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Adios.